The following podcast contains alcohol-enhanced conversations about alcohol, as well as a potential for discussions about topics of dubious, disturbing, possibly offensive, but usually hilarious interest. The opinions stated herein are solely of the persons making them, and any endorsement of these opinions by any other party is not implied. Foul language is likely, but intolerant viewpoints are not. Listener intoxication is advised. Hello and welcome to episode 80 of the Whiskey Tangent Podcast. I'm Scott.
I'm Ed.
And today, in the service of milking our Kentucky trip for everything it's worth, for our 16th cocktail episode, we'll be trying our hands at recreating some of the delicious cocktails we tried on that trip, 4 of which contain ingredients that we've never used on a cocktail episode before. And joining us on this travelogue of Kentucky mixology are veteran Kentucky travelers themselves, and back together again after we split them apart for the last cocktail episode, the whiskey power couple, Party Marty.
Hello.
And Rachel, the whiskey geisha.
Hi.
So without further ado, Ed's here to recount the carefully curated 5-course collection of cleverly crafted Kentucky cocktails we'll be keenly consuming tonight.
Thank you, Scott. And what a culinary experience it was, both food-wise, Sea Hot Brown, and also drink-wise.
True that.
And I have to tell you, Kentucky, they know how to make cocktails down there. You know, they got a lot of bourbon to play with. So
A lot.
We got 5 cocktails we're going to be serving up today. Round 1 is entitled the Apéritif. It's the Little Italy from Willet, which actually sounds like me saying literally.
Literally. You literally said Little Italy.
Little Italy.
Literally.
From Willet. So the Little Italy from Willet has Willet rye, of course. Why wouldn't it?
Sure.
Martini and Rossi sweet vermouth, and Cynar.
Correct.
I said it right, but I was waiting to be corrected. That's how beat down I am by Scott.
No, that was absolutely perfect.
Round 2, at the appetizer, the Old Owl cocktail from the Old Owl Tavern. That features Woodford Reserve Bourbon, Martini and Rossi sweet vermouth, Lillet Blanc, Angostura aromatic and orange bitters. And then the third round would be the Entrée, the Giovanna from Angel Envy, the Angel Envy Rye, the Averna, ginger liqueur, and once again, the Angostura aromatic and orange bitters. Round 4, we're calling it the dessert. The Distiller's Share number 3 cocktail from Jim Beam. This is brown water washed sherry finished bourbon.
Brown what?
Brown butter.
Yeah, brown butter.
Yeah, not brown water.
Brown water. That's gross.
No brown water in my bourbon. No one wants to drink it because it looks so nasty. This is the brown butter washed sherry finished bourbon, spiced persimmon syrup, and Angostura aromatic bitters. And then round 5, the Digestif.
Yes.
And it's a surprise. Scott's not telling me what it is.
No, I'm not telling anybody what it is.
All right.
Well, we'll find out when we get there. But first... So this is round 1, the Apéritif. So on the third day of our trip, we went to the Willet Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky, did the tour, and had a terrific lunch at their restaurant, where Ed ordered the Little Italy.
I highly suggest the lunch.
Yes, terrific. And it's the only one I'd never heard before, but it's actually a fairly well-known cocktail in the world. And it's the only cocktail tonight that we're serving that's not an original creation of the place where we tasted it. So Ed has a description about what it's all about.
Yes, the Little Italy is a modern, classic-rooted Italian-American taste, and it gets its name from New York City's Little Italy neighborhood, close to the now-closed Pagoo Club, where the drink was created. When it debuted in 2005, Manhattan variations were popping up left and right, and many were named after various New York City neighborhoods, including the Greenpoint, which adds yellow chartreuse, the Red Hook, which replaces sweet vermouth with maraschino liqueur and bitters with Punta Mace, both of which were created at the legendary cocktail bar Milk and Honey. But the Little Italy was dreamed up by Audrey Saunders while she was enjoying a round of Manhattans one night at Rawls in Soho. You know, we were told to go to Rawls.
Were we?
We were suggested to go there
Oh,
when we were in New
damn.
York. That's the bar we were supposed to go to.
Yes.
We never made it to.
I remember now.
Holy crap, that's so random.
Yeah.
So one night at Rouse in Soho, Saunders was suddenly inspired to use an Amaro instead of bitters, finally settling on the artichoke-based Cynar, which, if you recall, we tried for the first time 2 years ago in episode 60, Rogue Cocktails. Although similar in flavor profile to the Manhattan, that literally expresses more savory, spicy, and medicinal notes, which lets out a more tangy, dried fruit character shine through.
Right. So the Little Italy, as traditionally made, is 2 ounces of rye, 3 1/4 ounces of sweet vermouth, and 1/2 ounce of Cynar. We use Willet rye because we had this at Willet, and that's what they used. They used Martini and Rossi for the sweet vermouth, and they also used a lemon peel garnish, but we all like Luxardo cherries, and that's the way it's traditionally done. So we're going to taste it first with the Luxardo cherry in it, and if we think it needs some bitter citrusy thing, we'll express a lemon peel over it after we try it this way. So that's it.
I advocated doing both right from the beginning.
Yes. So now all we do is taste it.
All right, let's go.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.
Chinar.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah, reminds me of a Boulevardier.
It finishes with a little bit of the bitterness.
it has
that
some
you get.
savory notes in there,
Yeah.
but it's sweet.
And sweet and a little bitter. I wonder, you know, I wonder, Scott, I wonder how expressed lemon peel might open this up a little bit.
It might.
Yeah,
It
brighten
might.
it up.
I mean, so basically what this is a Manhattan with Cynar switched for the bitters.
Exactly. Which would just make it more bitter. Right.
But would have herbaceous notes that it wouldn't otherwise get.
Chinar's an interesting liqueur. It's not my cup of tea, but I certainly respect what it brings. And I think I like it a little bit better than
Campari.
Campari. Thank you.
I like it a lot. I actually am curious about how lemon might brighten it a little
Yeah,
bit.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Marty, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
I bet it.
I know you don't really like the bitter stuff.
No, I don't. It gets a little too much for me.
Right, me and Marty are on that same thing. It's a good cocktail, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't order 2 of them.
But what surprises me, Ed, is that you're the one who ordered this.
I
at
did
the bar.
because I'm in Rome, so you do
Yep.
as Rome. I'm in Willet.
Sure.
It's one of their featured cocktails. It's made with rye. I can see it's a spin on the Manhattan. I wanted to be a little daring. I don't feel like they used a lot of Cynar. It wasn't overly bitter. And
Yeah, it's only half an ounce.
and I do think that the citrus takes it in a whole other direction, which is why I think we needed to just pause for 10 seconds and throw an espresso lemon peel in this.
Yeah, all right.
A few moments later.
Oh, wow.
Oh, just the smell is so great.
This is
Delicious.
really good. And it actually makes a huge difference. I think it's essential. I would rather have the lemon than the cherry, but
Absolutely.
I'm glad to have both.
It is absolutely a better cocktail. What's so funny about it is the lemon oil is very herbaceous and bitter, but somehow it brings out the sweetness.
Yeah, the finish is so much more citrusy and fun, and for me, not just Cynar.
I can absolutely see why Willet expressed the lemon peel instead of using the traditional cherry, but I think both of them are good because the cherry does provide extra sweetness.
There's something fun about having a cherry in your drink. You know, it's like,
Marty, you like this better now?
I do. 100% better.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
And plus, we also dropped a cube in there just to chill it out a little bit.
Yeah, chill it out.
I do like my cocktails cold.
Yeah.
There's something weird about warm cocktails.
Well, I did make it and put it in the fridge. I don't know why it was warm, but I could have poured it over ice.
I don't know why it came across kind of warm. To
It
me.
did. Yeah, I don't know why that was. Maybe the glass was warm. I should have chilled the glasses. Yeah.
That's something I don't take into factor enough.
Yep.
The other morning, I was rinsing out a coffee cup and I used really cold water and it's been cold outside, right? So I realized that I got to stop and warm the cup up because I'm about to put hot coffee into a freezing cold mug, which is going to make it lukewarm in like a minute. You know?
Oh, that's the classic tea thing, right? You heat
Yeah.
up the teapot,
Yeah.
put a tea cozy over it, and then you dump out the hot water, and that's
Right.
when you make the tea. Yep.
Right. We should do the opposite for cocktails. We'll do that for round 2.
A lot of work. A lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Marty, it's so much work.
That's what makes it good, though. That's what makes a good bar better.
That's right.
Hats off to Willet for finding a way to make the Little Italy even better.
The Little Italy.
Literally.
They literally made the Little Italy better.
They literally made Little Italy better. Literally is a New Jersey pronunciation of literally.
No, I think it's an Ed jersey.
If it's an Ed jersey, you know it's tight.
All right, we're good with this one?
Yeah.
We had a lot to do tonight,
Yeah.
so we'll take a break and come back with the round 2 cocktail, the appetizer,
Yes.
called the Old Owl Cocktail.
Round 2. Okay, so we're back for round 2, the appetizer. Scott's going to tell you what cocktail we're doing, and then Rachel's going to tell us a lot more about it.
Right. So the last night of our Kentucky trip, Ed, Jeff, and I had dinner at the bar in the Old Owl Tavern in Harrodsburg, Kentucky. We had a delicious dinner and several pours of whiskeys we'd never tried before. But to start off the night, we had their signature drink, the Old Owl cocktail.
Right. And this was owned by, or at least affiliated with, the guy that started Kentucky Owl.
That's right. Dixon Deadman. I did look that up.
Yeah.
And he did own it. His family still owns it.
Right. So they still had a lot of his new stuff, the 2XO, including the one you got me, Scott.
The Kiowa.
The Kiowa.
Yeah. Well, a quick taste coming up about that.
Yes.
Also, when a drink contains a new ingredient that we've never used before, we like to give it a taste on its own to see what flavors it brings to the drink. And that ingredient is Lillet Blanc. But before we taste it, Rachel has a description about what the hell Lillet Blanc even is.
So in 1872, brothers Paul and Raymond Lillet created a liqueur called Quina Lillet, which contained quinine, the bittering agent extracted from the cinchona tree. I hope I said that right. Yeah, which is
better than I would have said it.
Which is not only known for giving tonic water its unique flavor, but also as a potent treatment for malaria. In 1953, Quina Lillet made its way into pop culture vernacular when author Ian Fleming named it as one of the components of James Bond's new favorite cocktail in Casino Royale, the Vesper, which was combined with gin, vodka, and a lemon twist.
That's a boozy cocktail.
Yeah. Fun fact, my dad loved the Vesper.
Oh, really?
And in fact, when we talked about this, I'm pretty sure I have a bottle of Lillet, but I left it at my parents' house. So I've been aware of it for a little bit. It's great. I'm giving a nod to my dad, and I'll be toasting him a little bit later.
Aww.
In 1986, Quina Lillet was rebranded as Lillet Blanc and reformulated to reduce the amount of quinine in order to appeal to a larger audience. Aromatic, floral, and bright, Lillet Blanc is described as summer in a glass, best sipped on its own or with a spritz or as a co-star in a boozier cocktails like we have here. Although the specifics are kept under lock and key, Lillet Blanc is made from a blend of Semillon and Sauvignon Blanc grapes, fortified with fruit liqueurs made from sweet, bitter, and green oranges, and aged in French oak for 1 year. Ooh, oak. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, for 1 year, sorry, I got distracted.
She got distracted by the wood.
I know. Oh, God, I did say that. Oh, my God. Okay.
Sorry. Continue.
For 1 year before bottling.
Marty, strike him.
Although,
Wow. Wow.
She has one more sentence.
back on target.
Okay.
Although light.
Star Wars now. Stay on target.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Thank you for getting that. All right. Although light in flavor, tasting notes range from honey, orange peel, orange blossom, and passion fruit with slightly herbal notes like pine along with dry finish.
Right. So now we're going to taste it. We have a very small pour in our neat glasses.
I do think we have a bottle of this at home.
I thought we did.
Yeah, no, it's either. I think it's down in the basement.
Ooh.
All right. We'll look again because I thought I did too. Yeah. Anyway.
I love this.
It smells interesting. What does this smell like?
Orange flower, honey, and a little bit of passion
And wine.
fruit, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
And
that's what it
it's
is.
Sauv Blanc, too,
It smells like a white wine of some sort because that's basically what it is, Scott.
Oh, my God.
Good
Yes, Scott.
going.
Get on the program.
Get on board.
But the flavor is orange blossom and passion fruit.
Oh, my God.
But
It's so light.
This with seltzer is an amazing summer, like
Seriously.
light ABV.
Yeah. I mean, on a summer night, I can see drinking 2-3 bottles of this. No problem.
Because it smells to me like a lot of white wines. I'm not really a fan of white wines.
Me either.
And they become, I don't know, too cloying or a floral or something. But this is so light and flavorful. Summer in a glass, that really describes it.
Yeah.
This is terrific.
We're turning Scott onto
Yes, I'm becoming a wine lover slowly.
I'm telling you, at our house.
So once again, the Old Owl cocktail has Woodford Reserve, Bourbon, Martini Rossi, Sweet Vermouth, the Lillet Blanc we just tasted, and Angostura, aromatic, and orange bitters.
Yeah, so the way I made it, because I didn't know what proportions that they used, of course, I just made it as the same as the Little Italy cocktail since it was another Manhattan variant. So I used 2 ounces of the Woodford, 3/4 ounce of the Martini and Rossi, a half an ounce of the Lillet Blanc, and a dash each of the aromatic and the orange bitters. They used a muddled orange in the drink at the Old Owl Tavern, but I've chosen to use an orange wedge, which you can squeeze and drop in if you wish.
All right, we'll taste it without the orange first, and then we'll try that after, like we did with the last one.
Right.
Awesome.
So it's like the old-fashioned.
The old-fashioned.
With the muddled.
Oh,
Oh, it has an interesting nose on it. Smells like bananas.
it does have bananas in it.
Banana, yeah.
Why does it smell like bananas?
Tastes like Bananas Foster or
does it?
It's got to be the little Blanc that's adding that. I don't know.
Oh, that's so interesting. It does taste like bananas.
All right, orange.
Almost a little bit like an underripe
I think the orange is nice.
banana. Bananas just drive me crazy.
It's nice. It doesn't change it like
No.
to a totally different, but it elevates a little.
Yeah,
right?
this is
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I like this better than the first one because it's more in my flavor profile, not as bitter.
Yeah, it's sweeter. It has more citrus, of course, with the orange dropped in.
Finished.
You finished it.
Yeah.
Ed wants another.
It's very alcohol forward, though. You know, like you have a Manhattan, you get some vermouth. It doesn't seem like it's that strong. This tastes like
It tastes strong to you?
Tastes like a strong drink.
Well, I had
yeah.
vermouth in it though.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's a good thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm not complaining.
Oh, I was going to say, I was about to say, pull your panties up, but now I understand. All right.
But it feels lighter than a Manhattan, right? And I think that Lillet,
Yes.
Yeah.
Lillet lightens it up, right?
It's absolutely lighter. Yeah, because of the Lillet.
This is my summer Manhattan, I think.
Well, Summer Manhattan.
Yeah. Although the frozen Manhattans,
Oh, yeah. I have to make them for the summer. I didn't make them last summer, and I don't know why, because they were one of the best things I've ever had.
I always have them in my freezer.
Yeah, episode
Same.
75. That was the episode that we split up with Marty and Rachel. Everyone's like, oh my God, are they divorced? No, relax. They're fine.
In May, I'm going to the house, and me and Rachel are going to batch frozen Manhattans for the summer.
Marty, you're going to allow that? Sure. You're going to let that happen? Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. He doesn't mind me
He
batching
can have some
Manhattans.
if he's good.
Damn.
Yeah.
Batch all you want.
That's all you want with my wife.
That doesn't sound good.
Marty, slap him again. He needs me. Got to keep in line over there.
You would think that was
It's a married woman,
but-
Scott.
I'm out of control. I am out of control. All right, so let's see. Do we like this one better than the Little Italy? I think, Ed, you do.
I do. Already said that. Yeah.
I think Marty does
I
too.
do.
I do too.
Really? Okay.
Scott, no, though.
Well, I would say that I like them both equally for different reasons. Like the first one, because I really like the darker, bitter quality, but this is so light and airy. Like
It's such a summer cocktail, too. I have to agree with Rachel. Like,
Yes.
I picture the sun hitting me in the forehead and,
Yeah.
like a triple size one of these, 6-7 ounces. You know what I mean?
yeah, because when you're so like the frozen Manhattan that we made on the summer cocktail episode was a summer drink.
Yeah.
Because it was frozen. This is literally a summer Manhattan.
Yes.
Exactly
I
what you were
completely
saying.
agree. The orange brings it up.
Yeah.
And having the actual orange wedge with the juice
Yep.
makes it summery. The Little Blanc makes it summery with its floral notes.
Yep.
I mean, I wish it had a little more of the quinine or whatever the essence. I mean,
Just to give it a little bitterness.
yeah, I mean, I like
Interesting.
You like tonic?
I like tonic a lot, actually.
And you also like gin.
Gin and tonic's a summer drink for me. I drink it like May to September. Like you'll never see me order gin and tonic in the winter. No. I have a friend that he drinks Dewar's all winter and then does gin and tonics all summer. And like the switchover is like Memorial Day for him. Like
With his white pants.
yes, right. You know he does. Yeah, he's an older Italian man. He's got the little sweater, likes to play bocce. Though he does do a little Cynar and a
I bet he
Apéritif.
does.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott, so let me ask you.
Okay.
The first one, I said, it reminded me of a Boulevardier. And I know
Yes.
you and I both like our
We do.
Boulevardier.
Yes.
So to me, I like a Boulevardier better than, and I enjoyed the Little Italy, but we've been talking about
it's not-
mixing up the bitters a little bit. The Cocovardier is my,
The Boulevardier is more bitter. You want to be all in on that?
I don't find a Boulevardier bitter. I find it very balanced.
Do you think it's more bitter than the Little Italy, though? A Boulevardier.
Not with the cocoa bitters.
With the cocoa bitters.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
the cocoa bitters,
right.
I think, kind of balances it and brings it in
That
a little bit of a different direction.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
That sends it sideways into Easter.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Chocolate eggs and
So we're
bunnies.
having a cocktail for every season, basically.
No.
Okay, yeah.
I'll be your drink for all seasons. I'll get you drunk.
A drink for all seasons, because I love.
It's Grease 2.
Yeah, Grease too.
Grease 2 reference.
I think it was Les Mis or something.
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna score tonight. I'm gonna score tonight. All right.
All right. Wait.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
One other thing.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Marty.
No, one other thing, and I think we should take this into consideration. You got the drink and they muddled it, right?
They did.
You
Yeah.
don't like we just dumped our little
We just dumped
orange
it in.
peel, and
Sure.
you get that rind thing. Like when you muddle
Yeah,
fruit,
yep.
you're squeezing out that oil and stuff from the rind. I think that would give it a lot more too.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna grab the muddler.
I did rub mine along the rim a little bit, but yeah. for
Wait,
that.
you did what? You rubbed
You rubbed
something
it
on a
along the
rim?
rim.
Just get the muddler, okay?
I did too.
All right, so I'm going to bring out the muddler, and we're going to muddle into the thing. There you go.
Just curious.
Go ahead, Marty. Take that. The muddler does not look like a sex toy at all.
It totally looks like one.
I got Rachel to say it totally looks like one.
Don't pass it this way. My cocktail's been done for 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
You can sip some of Rachel's.
No.
No? Well, Ed, I think this will provide some of the bitterness that I think you said was missing.
All right. Okay.
To Marty's point. And it does.
Oh my God, it does. And the floral notes also from the.
All right, so they had
It's
it right.
actually better.
I had it wrong because honestly, muddling fruit into a cocktail to me makes a very messy.
Yeah, it's a
looking
messy
cocktail.
presentation. It is.
But it actually does work here.
Yeah, but we're learning.
Yeah,
So that's
we are
okay.
learning. That's
Yeah.
absolutely what these cocktail episodes are about.
So we're down 2 cocktails. We got 3 rounds to go. Let's pick it up a little bit.
All right.
We got to get 3 more cocktails in before one of us falls off the stool. We'll be right back. Round 3.
Thanks, Ed.
You just got gay.
You got game.
Chill out, everybody. All right, we're back for round 3. Thanks for joining us, and let me turn it over to Scott.
All right. So the round 3 cocktail called the Entrée. We're really getting into the meat of the episode.
Yes.
So on the first day of our trip, we went to Angel's Envy. And one of the best parts of that tour was instead of ending up in the gift shop, which is where most distilleries end their tours, theirs ends in a bar where they serve up a plethora of their own cocktail creations, including our round 3 cocktail, the Giovanna.
Did I order this or did you order this?
You ordered this.
This is the one I ordered. I thought
Yeah.
it was, right.
It's made with Averna, which is another new ingredient that we've never used before. But before we taste that on its own, Marty's going to tell us a little bit about Averna.
The liquor known today as Averna was created in the early 1800s by Benedictine monks in northern Italy. In 1868, the recipe was gifted to Salvatore Averna, a textile merchant who quickly took to the task of producing the bitter liquor. After the turn of the century, Salvatore's son Francesco, along with his wife Anna Marie, took over and proceeded to get the family spirit more attention and, despite the chaos of 2 world wars, global acclaim. Fast forward to 2014. Sorry. Fast forward.
Joker, and a triple.
All right, fast forward to 2014, and the brand was purchased by the Campari Group, but is still produced from the original recipe of natural ingredients, which is a proprietary blend of fruits, herbs, roots, and citrus, including pomegranates and the essential oils of lemons and oranges, allowed to infuse in a base spirit twice for an extended period of time. It is then blended with water and sugar to reach its bottling strength of 29% ABV, or 58 proof, to create one of the most popular Italian bitter digestifs on the market, commonly enjoyed on its own, but also in an impressive number of modern cocktails.
All right. So
I had a cousin named Averna. Yeah, she had a baby, a trailer park, and a neck tattoo all before 18.
I don't even know what that means.
I took a shot.
Oh, yeah. So we do have some Averna to taste in our neat glasses. Oh, it smells like sweet soy sauce.
Very umami. Yep.
Yeah, it has all those umami scents.
Yep. And this is the ingredient for Black Manhattan, right? You were saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is another one, Rachel, I think would be good on like a little seltzer
Oh, yeah.
in the summer. It's a very nice aperitif.
It's
by itself.
much sweeter than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, but maybe a little lemon or grapefruit peel to brighten it up a little bit. I think that would be
I
awesome.
think it smells like a port, like a...
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's in
It
that
has a
family.
little raisin notes in there. Yeah. Oh, this is good. I didn't think this was going to be good at all.
Both Lillet Blanc and this have both been kind of
Eye-openers.
delicious. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like almost tasting chocolate. And,
Ooh, are you?
Coffee and chocolate.
yeah, and coffee, yeah. Wow.
I'm tasting like raisins and plums and we're the sweeter side.
Yeah,
There's a
definitely
bitter
raisins.
at the end.
Just a little bit, though. It's very manageable.
And I know this is going to sound weird, but when I eat licorice, it almost has like the finish of that.
No, it's not weird. Sure.
But it doesn't taste licorice.
It's more like a good and plenty, right?
Yep,
Yeah, the
yep,
candy.
yep,
Sweet at first, then a little bit of a licorice finish.
Yeah. This is like really
Yeah.
good. I'm just going to drink this by itself, man.
I kind of like we've been kind of decomposing like that and
Yeah.
tasting some of the new elements.
This is why I do it because I've never had Averna before or Lillet Blanc or
wait,
anything like that.
I think she means deconstructing.
What, decomposing?
I'm like, yeah, decomposing.
All right,
wait a minute.
all right, you got me.
No,
you
I
got me.
just think you misspoke. I don't think you really
totally
thought that.
misspoke. No, yeah. How many cocktails?
Because Ed never does that.
Yeah, never. That's why I noticed it. Because like I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, it reminds me when we did all the vermouths. We tasted all those. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, this is really good. I'm still getting like a soy sauce kind of flavor. No, know what it is? It's not soy sauce. It's soy glaze. It tastes like soy glaze to me, which is a sugary soy thing.
Yeah, I actually think it's like the umami component, right? So they say that's one of the 5 kind of taste things, right?
Which is what's interesting, what it'll do to this cocktail, the Giovanna. So the way that it was created, Ed read what it was, Angel's Envy Rye, Averna, ginger liqueur, and Angostura. The proportions I got from an article in distiller.com that described this very cocktail from Angel's Envy's bar. So they gave me the proportions exactly. However, they used the bourbon instead of the rye. But when we were at the bar, the menu said rye. So that's why we have the rye tonight. Thank you to Marty and Rachel for bringing the rye that we could use.
You're welcome.
And also the Averna, as a matter of fact.
You're welcome.
So it's 2 ounces of Angel's Envy Rye, a half an ounce of Averna, half an ounce of ginger liqueur, and 2 dashes of Angostura bitters.
Which ginger liqueur was it? Did you say?
It's the Canton Domaine. Domaine de Canton. French ginger liqueur.
Yeah, that's not the one that I've used in the past. Let me see that. Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's the ribbed bottle for her pleasure.
Oh, Jesus.
Easy to find.
Nice to touch.
Anyway.
I'm just thinking of what's the miso thing? You know, with the eggplant and all that you do. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of like that sweet umami.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of
The
reminds me of that too.
The miso glazed eggplant.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
I do that. Yep.
Or miso thirsty. Can we drink now?
Miso.
We're actually supposed to have an expressed orange peel on this, so
Oh.
I'll do that. You guys nose and taste.
Nose and taste.
Worcestershire sauce, too, right? Not
Oh,
just
yeah,
soy
smell
sauce.
of that. Absolutely.
Yeah,
no.
yeah, a
the-
little bit of that
It
smell.
doesn't really taste like either one, but it does smell like it, which
Has
is
that-
interesting.
I'll give it to you. You guys can express your own.
Thank you.
Orange peel.
Wow, the service is going down the last 20 minutes here. Just
You don't need his thumbs in your liquor.
right.
Ed doesn't need my thumbs anywhere.
Don't tell
Thank
me-
you, Rachel.
Don't tell me where I need his thumbs.
Oh, my God.
You don't know me.
Anyway.
You don't know me? So what reminded me to put the orange peel, even though it says in my notes to put the orange peel, when I smelled it, I smelled a little bit of oranges. And then I went, oh, shit, this has a garnish.
Oh, the orange.
Me and my fingers
definitely.
smell
Yeah.
nicer, that's for sure. Oh, wow.
This is awesome.
This
my
is
gosh.
freaking good, man.
The Angel's Envy Rye.
But got the maple at the very end. The
Yep.
finish of the maple still there through all that.
Oh, my God. So
Wow.
remember, Angel's Envy Rye, Averna, and ginger liqueur.
And this is for entree?
And for the
I
angel,
could see this,
This is our
holding up
meal.
to like a good piece of meat.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the Angel Envy Rye, just for those who may not have ever had it, was finished in Caribbean rum casks.
Yeah.
So it has a very maple finish to it, like almost like a syrup.
Holy crap, this is good.
The ginger is not overpowering. I thought it might be. It's
No, it
Yeah.
complements it really nicely.
It really does. I actually can't taste ginger in this.
Yeah.
But I know that it would be missing if it was gone.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
If it wasn't there, I'd be like, I know you're missing it. I'm missing ginger.
Maryanne.
Oh, yeah. I'm a Maryanne person.
Maryanne fan.
Oh, you're a Maryanne fan,
Yeah,
not a ginger
He
fan.
has to say that because I'm here.
Maryanne or Jeannie?
Jeannie.
Come on.
Jeannie.
Do you remember that commercial? No.
Yes, I do. I do.
A bunch of guys playing pool. They're like, Ginger Maryanne. There's like a
Oh,
pause, and the
yes.
guy goes, Maryanne.
Maryanne.
Then someone goes, Maryanne or Jeannie? And they all go, Jeannie! Because she can make me stuff.
Barbara Eden. Young people out there, look her up.
Yeah.
So this Angel's Envy that we brought was actually the bottle that was given to me by my team when I retired. So thank you. Cheers to you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Angel's Envy Rye is delicious. Averna, as we just tasted, is delicious. Ginger liqueur, of course, is also delicious. It's no surprise that this cocktail is absolutely astounding.
Yeah, and the orange kind of pulls it all together.
It really
right?
does.
Right?
I taste the ginger on the back end, like in the throat. That's really good. Yeah, it's like a finish. It's really nice.
Right, a little citrusy burn in the throat. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's not too like spicy, right? Sometimes you think
A
ginger
little
as being
bit.
spicy.
Yeah.
Like a dark and stormy. It's a very spicy cocktail.
Oh, yes.
This is,
A touch of it
Yeah.
that you can identify as ginger once it's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I drank a lot of Dark and Stormies when I was in Florida a couple
love
weeks ago.
Dark and Stormy.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's
it's
one
a-
of my
yeah.
favorite non-whiskey cocktails.
Yes. When Scott used to come down the shore to visit me, if the sun's out, we kind of want to drink Dark and Stormies.
Yeah.
And then right about 5 o'clock, of course, the sun is still out, but it's not as hot.
Right.
We slide into Manhattan.
Or just straight whiskey.
Right. Or just straight whiskey. Right. Then we have dinner, and then we have the straight whiskey until one of us falls asleep.
Sounds like a good time.
And then after that, the fun begins.
Oh, shit. Depending on who falls asleep.
I don't need to know more. I don't need to know.
How hard?
Does this rag smell like chloroform to you?
So the Gosling's rum is actually in the cookie. So
Oh, no.
Nice.
Is it?
I
Oh,
made
so
a buttered rum almond cookie from the New York Times Cookie Week, and it called for dark rum, and I had Gosling's rum. That's what I always like for my dark and stormies.
That's my dark and stormy too.
we are definitely going to taste those cookies in the next round because that's the dessert round.
Yes.
But for this round, just to wrap up, is this the best cocktail so far?
I mean, I have to say yes. It's sweet, but still has some substance to it. And the orange peel really made it. So, yeah, this is a 9 out of 9 for me.
Marty, what are you thinking?
9 out of 9.
I don't know. I'm just talking shit over here.
I get it. No, I like it. After we muddled that last one though,
Yeah.
that really, I don't know, give it a little bit more.
No, there's a competition there, Marty.
Yeah.
I agree. 2 and 3, they're very close.
Yeah.
It depends on my mood. I mean, this is the one I just drank now, so I'm kind of happiest with this.
Well, and the first one, I'm not a big, we'll just say Boulevardier because that's what we drink when it's bitter in the Campari.
Yep.
Like, I have to be in the mood for that. Now, I think tonight I just wasn't in the mood for something bitter like that. So I might enjoy that drink.
Yeah.
But no, the last one I think so far has been the best.
I haven't been in the mood for something bitter like that in the new millennium. So,
That's right.
Rachel, what do you think? What's your favorite so far?
I did like the Lillet cocktail.
Okay, the old owl that we
Yeah.
in round 2.
well, then you don't get this one anymore.
No. But
It just slammed it back. Oh my god.
But in the summer, in
Oh,
the
for
winter,
sure.
I'm drinking this. Every day.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like the first two kind of equally. This one I think beats the first two for me.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Hands down. I love this one so much. And
Awesome.
It's not only because it just has the Angels Emmy Rye in it, but that's also because it has the Angels Emmy Rye in it.
It's really good. Yeah.
Really fucking good.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're on to round 4. We're going to have some dessert
Woo!
and we'll be right back.
Hey, welcome back. It's round 4 cocktails. Take it away, Scott.
All right. That was quicker than I thought. That's what she said.
Ooh.
All right, so for the round 4 dessert cocktail, so bucking the trend tonight, where the first 3 cocktails were herbaceous, floral, and spicy variations of the Manhattan, this cocktail is a riff on the old-fashioned that leans heavily into its sweet side. Basically, it's a dessert cocktail. It was, in fact, paired with dessert at the Jim Beam Claremont Supper Club that Ed, Jeff, and I attended, where for about the 20th time we've mentioned on the podcast, we met our new BFFs, Fred and Freddie No. Correct. Anyway, called simply the Distiller's Share No. 3 cocktail on the menu, it lists the ingredients and the person who created it, a woman named Haley Hogan, who is a bartender at the Kitchen Table restaurant where the dinner was held. And because this contains some sherry, although not originally, but tangentially, which I'll get to, we're going to taste some sherry by itself, but not before I tell you all about the history of sherry. The history of sherry begins in the region surrounding the southern Spanish coastal town of Cadiz. Founded as a trading post in the 10th century BCE, when Romans conquered the area in the 2nd century BCE, the sweet, sugary wine made in the town of Serret spread in popularity throughout the empire. After the fall of Rome, the Moors invaded from North Africa and renamed the town Xerish, which in the 13th century was again renamed Jerez de la Frontera, as it was the frontier between Muslim and Christian Spain, during which time the Spanish sweet wine fell out of favor. However, with the rise of the Ottoman Empire in the 15th century, Venetian traders lost their supply of sweet wine from Eastern Europe, and war with France cut off England from their supply of Bordeaux. So the Spanish Duke of Medina saw an opportunity to promote his country's sweet wine as a replacement. By this time, it had become known as Xeres Sac, no joke said, or just sack, from Spanish verb sacar, meaning to withdraw.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you're lucky I was leaned back in my chair listening and not near the
God.
microphone.
As in withdrawing wine from the barrels.
What?
Not what you're thinking.
Wait, is this wine or tea? I'm thinking of a tea bag here. No? Okay, go ahead.
Wow. Teabagging.
I know.
And for a long time, sales
You don't know,
sales to England continued to grow every year until Henry VIII's divorce from the Spanish princess, Catherine of Aragon. This ultimately led to a conflict during which Sir Francis Drake set fire to the Spanish Armada in the port of Cadiz and absconded with nearly 3,000 sherry butts, which only increased England's...
He said butts.
where I lost my place. Sherry butts, which
Are
only...
you doing this on purpose?
No. Well, maybe yes. Which only increased England's thirst for the drink. In the 18th
And butts.
And butts. The 18th and 19th centuries saw sales plummet again as Spain got drawn into ever more regional upheaval, causing European tastes to change in favor of another sweet wine, port. However, this contraction would accidentally lead to the methods by which sherry is made today, because unlike when makers were selling their stocks as fast as they could produce it, the lower demand caused aging stocks to oxidize and develop more concentrated and nutty flavors. Additionally, owing to the success of port producers using brandy to fortify their wines, sherry producers began experimenting with fortification as well. Finally, there's the importance of a local yeast variety called flor, which forms a seal over the fermenting sherry, protecting it from oxidation. So, the numerous styles of sherry that we have today are created by altering when the flor is removed. For example, Fino and Manzanilla sherries are aged entirely under their yeast blanket, while Amontillado and Oloroso sherries are created by limiting its growth. And then there's Pedro Ximenez.
Scott's favorite.
My favorite. Created from the grapes of the same name, which are first dried in the sun and allowed to oxidize completely during fermentation, leading to intensely sweet dessert sherries. And that is what is in your neat glass right now.
Can you explain? I'm trying to visualize what they mean by it's sealed and
I think it forms like a film.
like a film on top.
Yes.
Like that's what I was envisioning. But,
Yeah.
wow, that's interesting.
That's the way it seemed to me in the explanations that I read.
Huh.
It forms a seal over top of it. And they only discovered that after it became less popular. Yeah.
Well, it smells like pure raisins.
Doesn't it smell like raisins? It smells like a raisin paste or something.
yeah.
The California raisins are dancing.
It smells pretty good.
I don't know the word.
All right, the crickets are singing for us now. Yeah.
Guess crickets again.
It smells kind of porty. I got cherries. I get some plum.
So desserty and sugary and yummy.
There's a little bit of a sourness to it, like a sour grape almost.
It's ridiculously sweet. Wow, this is so sweet.
Yeah, your teeth will hurt.
Are you talking-
Maple sugar.
that was me
On the
smelling
taste.
it, by the way.
No, I got you. I tasted it. It's so sweet.
Man, eat that.
Oh,
with
what
some-
brand is this?
That was some chocolate.
Let's give the shout out to the brand. What brand is this?
Hold on. It is 1000 pesetas, which means 1,000 pesetas, which is the currency of Spain. And this is a Total Wine house brand.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah.
Wow, it's really good for being something that is a house brand.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about like you could soak a cake with this.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
desserts,
I
you
mean,
could
I
cook
wouldn't
with
drink this by itself a lot. It's
Maybe
so
like pour it into like a seltzer or something.
I mean, I've talked about seltzer with the Lillet Blanc
And the
with-
Averna.
And the Averna, I think, I don't know, maybe if I put this with the Averna. Maybe we'll do that off air later.
Oh, damn. That would be great. I mean, this is intensely sweet, and it's supposed to be. This, Pedro Ximenez, is known to be the sweetest dessert sherry. When you don't hear anybody talking, you know it's good.
Yeah, we're all just drinking like,
We're all licking our glasses.
Oh my God, this is so good. It's so sweet. This is the dessert round.
I'm thinking add this to what's the vodka Baileys and Kahlua? What's that? Mudslide and
Oh, to give it like a little bit of like
Fruitiness.
raspberry-ish kind of thing.
that'd be like an awesome.
Like instead of a peach melba? Yeah. Like a
Oh, you could pour this over ice cream.
Oh yeah, easily.
This is phenomenal.
creme brulee.
Ooh. Put it on creme brulee and then do the flame. All right, so the cocktail that we put this in requires a little bit of explanation. The original ingredients, as listed on the Claremont Supper Club's dinner menu, were brown butter wash, distiller's share, number 3, wine and sherry finished bourbon, was combined with spiced persimmon syrup and bitters. However, since the distiller's share number 3 goes for about $500 on average, and you can't get it, instead I used Knob Creek single barrel that we got from Jim Beam. It's a Jim Beam product, so I'm sure it's similar in profile.
120 proof.
Yeah. And a little bit of sherry added in to mimic the sherry finish.
Yep.
Also, the brown water washing that I did.
Brown water?
Brown water. Did I say brown water?
You did, just like me.
Man.
That's so freaking weird.
I don't know why it lends itself to. You know why? Because the wash is right.
Washing.
Yep, it's
That's
right.
it.
Yep.
All right. So the brown butter washing, which if you don't know how to fat wash a whiskey, it's actually pretty simple. You just get whatever fat you're going to use. In this case, I used brown butter, so I had to heat that up because you have to make it liquid first. But you could use any kind of oil, bacon fat and olive oil or peanut oil or, whatever you want to use. You get the liquid fat and you mix it with the spirit that you want to fat wash, and then you freeze it. And basically, all the fat congeals, and then you strain it, and now you have your fat-washed spirit, which is supposed to give it a silky mouthfeel and maybe some extra taste profile from the fat that you used. But it made the whiskey taste super weird. Because so I made this cocktail originally yesterday, and I'm mixing the things up, and I'm tasting it. I was like, there's a weird freaking flavor on this. What is it? And I taste each component by itself, and it was a brown butter washed whiskey that had this meaty kind of taste that I did not like. So instead, I completely eliminated the brown butter washed. So here's what I did. 2 ounces of Knob Creek single barrel bourbon, half an ounce of Pedro Ximenez sherry, 1/2 ounce of the spiced persimmon syrup, which is another story, which we'll get to when I drink it, and a dash of Angostura bitters. Okay. So this is the cocktail.
Yo, it's right there, man. Because I was with you that night, so I had the original.
Yeah. Does this taste like it?
This is right there. Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is lovely.
Because the distiller share number 3 had some proof to it, as I remember.
Yeah. Marty, you liking it? It's really good.
No, I'm trying to get all these flavors.
Wow.
Oh my
I know,
God.
right? I'm so glad that this came out as well as I hoped it'd be, because this was the best cocktail that we had at that dinner. And we had 5 cocktails.
Actually, this is a little less sweet than theirs.
It
And I
is.
like it better that way.
Agreed.
I like it better that way. Their persimmon syrup was a little bit sweeter than yours, and it was delicious. I mean, this one's a little more whiskey forward, and I kind of wish theirs was, because their whiskey, like you said, was a $500 a pound of whiskey.
Yes.
But to their credit, they gave us a pour of that on the side anyway. So,
They did.
So we were able to taste all that whiskey by itself.
Yeah.
So
and so if you guys want to, we don't have to do it on air, but off air, if you want to taste the brown butter washed Knob Creek that I did and see that weirdness that I got, I mean, I just could not put it in this cocktail because this tastes amazing.
yeah, we could do cleavage shots off of me.
I'm first.
That was just for Marty. Marty likes my humor. He's still getting used to me. So we've been friends a couple years. I haven't used up all my jokes on Marty.
So Ango's in this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 dash of Angostura bitters.
It tastes like Ango, but like opened up a little
Yeah.
bit, right? Very spicy.
It definitely needs
Yeah.
it because this is a super sweet cocktail. We have the
Yeah.
Pedro Ximenez and the spiced persimmon syrup. So I'll tell you how I made the spiced persimmon syrup.
That was a journey.
It was a journey. So it's a cup of sugar, a cup of water, a teaspoon of cardamom, a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of ginger, and a teaspoon of nutmeg with a 1/2 cup of ripe persimmons. You combine all of that into a saucepan over medium heat and stir until the sugar dissolves and the persimmons soften about 10 minutes. And then you remove from the heat and you let it cool to room temperature, and then you strain it through a fine sieve into an airtight container and keep in the refrigerator for up to 2 weeks. However, the persimmons were not ripe because I couldn't get ripe persimmons because it's winter in the Northeast.
Right. I mean, my persimmon trees are dead.
Right, that's what I thought. I was going to source them from your persimmon trees.
My acre of persimmon trees are they trees?
They are.
Yeah, my acre of persimmon trees are all in hibernation right now.
So my sourcing of the persimmons. So I work in Philadelphia at Six and Race. What's near is the Reading Terminal Market. Reading Terminal Market probably has persimmons. So it's 4 blocks away. I walk 1 block to Arch Street, walk up to 11th and go into
in 15-degree weather, by the way.
Yeah, it was fucking cold. So this was on a Tuesday. I work in the office for Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I went to the 2 produce places in the Reading Terminal Market. No persimmons. They had dragon fruit. They had Asian pears. They had guava. They had every other kind of
Asian pears?
adjacent fruit that you might want.
Was there 2 people working?
No, there were many people working.
Asian pears.
Right, there were 2 Asian people working. Those were the Asian pears.
But if you couldn't find it. You were supposed to call me because I had a couple places.
I was, Rachel. And then what happened was when I walked back, I realized that between 7th and Race, which is the back of my building, and 11th and Arch is Chinatown, which has a plethora of Asian markets. I'm like, Scott, you are stupid.
I told you. H Mart.
I told you, Scott, you're stupid.
I did not say that. I did not
So
say that.
I walked to Asian Market, 10th and Cherry, and there were persimmons right there on the street. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to get persimmons today. I was so happy. So I get there, I grab 4 persimmons. I thought it was a full cup. It's only half a cup in the recipe, but whatever. Turned out only 1 persimmon I needed. So I get it, I put it in a bag, I walk inside, and it's $10 to do a credit card purchase in the thing. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking that they were going to charge me $10, not that I had to pay $10. So I was like, well, no, I'll come back when I have cash. But no, I could have just walked through and bought something else in the Asian market. Because again, Scott is stupid.
No.
Oh, so you thought they were going to charge you a $10 fee if you use the credit card?
Yes.
Oh, because it didn't specify $10
$10
limit.
It just said $10 credit card.
Right.
That's all it said.
Does anybody ever charge you $10 to use a credit card?
No, but this is Chinatown, and I have no idea. There's Chinese people around. I'm tall. I'm white. I don't know what I'm doing, Marty.
Racist.
I don't know what I'm doing. So I leave. I go back. I know I'm going to come back on Thursday. I'm just going to bring some cash and just do it. So I go back, and the lady remembers me. She's like, "Oh, persimmons,
Persimmon guy." Yeah.
because how many like super tall white guys buying persimmons in an Asian market at 10th and Cherry?
I'm not being stereotypical, but
Yeah.
I went to a dry cleaners for a while and it closed. And I went back to my original dry cleaner that I hadn't been to in 3 or 4 years. I walk in and she reads off my phone number, which is how their accounts are set up. She goes, "Oh, I know you, 609, and my account comes up." I'm like, how do you know that? I go,
I know.
She goes, "Because that is your number." And I was like, "Yeah, but how do you know it? Because you
Because
were
that's
here,
just you.
Because you were here before.
You were here."
And I'm thinking to myself, I was here 4 years ago. Every time I walk in, she immediately just goes to the computer and starts to punch me up. I'm like, I don't understand how this is happening.
I will say that she gave me $1 off per pound for the persimmons that I bought. Oh. Yeah, because she's like, this guy needs help.
She liked you.
She did like me.
I like this tall guy.
I'm going back.
Know what this reminds me of?
Yeah.
I just figured it out. When you have apple pie
Oh, yeah.
and the juice that comes out and you get a little spoon and
You like the juice, huh?
I do like the juice. But,
Caramelizes, yeah.
yeah, but it's like kind of you got that cinnamon, but it's not the sweet cinnamon. It's kind of
So
Yeah.
taste it with Rachel's cookies.
It's a rum cookie.
It's a buttered rum almond cookie.
So I'm gonna pour some into her cookie. I'm gonna pour some of my cocktail into her cookie.
oh my god.
Am I going to have to?
Oh, you're gonna slap me again?
Is Mike? Why do you have to slap a bitch again?
Third time tonight.
Because Marty, you were saying the apple juice flavor from the syrup that's created in the apple pie with the cookie that she made, which is very doughy, is giving me that exact thing that we were saying.
Yep.
Oh my god, the cookie is better than the cocktail. First of all, if the cookie had enough alcohol to get me drunk, I would never have to drink again. I'd just keep eating cookies.
I'm gonna submerge the cookie in the alcohol.
Oh my god, I think it'll hold up to it. I think it'll hold
here you
up.
go. I'm
It
just,
is-
Oh, look at
it
that.
is very doughy.
I'm eating the whole thing.
Look, oh my god, it was like a little.
Oh my god.
Oh
Yeah.
That was good.
yeah.
Holy shit. That's the best thing we've ever done on the podcast.
Right. Well, when we open our Whiskey Tangent restaurant, that'll be the dessert. It'll come with 3 of them in this drink.
And then
You'll-
the waiter pours the cocktail
and you'll
over
fish
it.
them out with that little thing we used to dye eggs with, that little metal loop. You all know what I'm talking about, too. You'll fish them out and put them right in your mouth with that.
Absolutely. Oh my god, that was so good.
That was good.
Yeah, that cookie was really
Very,
good.
very
And
good.
for recipes for that cookie, check out the New York Times.
Yep. Cookie week for 2024.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, Shelby. I don't know if there'll be any left.
Well, Rachel will make you more, Shelby.
Fresh.
Shelby was on the phone earlier.
As if Shelby listens to any episode she's not on.
She does not.
well,
She will if I'm on.
well, she pointed out the fact that she often listens to us listening to it. So
That's true because she's in the next room when we zoom.
when
the
we
episodes.
when we zoom the episodes and check it out. So-
However, that doesn't really count, and that's why she hasn't been on in a long time.
Yeah, let's go on a Shelby rant that she'll never hear, and then when she hears it like 5 years, she'll be like, "What the fuck was that about?"
Shelby Shade. Everyone do it. 1, 2, 3. Shelby Shade. All right. So the last cocktail.
You were going to cut all that, right?
No. The last cocktail that we're going to do for the evening is the 5th round. And it's been a surprise up until now, the Digestif, and it will remain a surprise until we come back.
All right, so we're going to come back for the last and final cocktail, round 5, the Digestif. And it's a surprise, so Scott's going to tell us what it is because I have no idea. Scott?
I know. I've held everyone in suspense the entire evening about this last cocktail, the Digestif. So, at the same Claremont Supper Club dinner, where we had the previous cocktail that we just tasted and loved, because it was delicious and sweet and awesome, we also had one that we did not like. And that was the Distiller's Share number 7 cocktail, which was made with Distiller's Share number 7 Worcestershire sauced finished bourbon.
Oh my God, yes.
Worcestershire syrup of unknown progeny.
Did not care for it.
Cynar and
Respected the attempt.
And bitters created by Pedro Garcia, another bartender at the kitchen table.
Yeah.
So this is the surprise part. When we were all over Marty and Rachel's having dinner before the holidays, Anders was there.
Yes.
We were telling him about this particular cocktail, and I asked him how he might go about making a more approachable version. So he asked Rachel for a piece of paper and a pen. About 5 minutes later, he hands me a paper and he says,
idea. Holy cow.
He says, "Here, I think I fixed it." So Anders' version of Pedro's version of the Worcestershire cocktail was 1 ounce of bourbon, half an ounce of Cynar, half an ounce of Worcestershire syrup, which he described as 4 parts brown sugar, 3 parts water, 1 part Worcestershire sauce. Then put a ginger beer float on top, plus 4 drops of Angostura, like drops, not dashes, just like a tiny little drop. So his intention, I believe, was to make something like a highball or a fizz by lengthening it with the ginger beer to counteract all that earthy umami bitterness. However, I didn't want to unnecessarily troll Anders if it turned out not so great. So I made it last night, and it was quite a fine drink. It was good. My problem with it was that I wanted more ginger flavor in it. So I added more ginger beer, but the more ginger beer I added, the less it tasted like a cocktail and the more it tasted just like ginger beer. So I tried to correct it by adding more Worcestershire syrup and everything got off balance and it was terrible. But then I had the thought, if Anders' initial instinct about the ginger worked so well and the only thing it needed was more ginger, then why not just use the ginger liqueur that I already have and take it back to a regular cocktail? So I did that, and my version of Anders' version of Pedro's version of the Worcestershire cocktail is something I'm calling the Bestershire cocktail.
Nice. I love it.
Another Scott Mento.
That's right. And it's 2 ounces of Knob Creek single barrel, 1/2 ounce of the Worcestershire syrup that Anders created, half an ounce of Cynar, half an ounce of ginger liqueur, and 1 dash of Angostura. So I did put a little bit of the Worcestershire syrup on the side if you want to taste that first.
I suggest tasting it after. Or too late now, but I think it might influence the drink.
I'm going to
might.
taste it after, but I smelled it and it smells.
I'm going to put that on my steak tonight.
Right.
At home.
Right. It's
Oh
a
my-
steak marinade is what that is.
I'm going to taste it after.
Because remember, it's 4 parts brown
taking
sugar,
it.
3 parts water, 1 part Worcestershire sauce. Okay, so let's now taste the cocktail.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Pedro would be fascinated by this.
Right? Anders' introduction of the ginger fixed it. Because remember, Ed, our reaction to it in the moment.
Oh.
It was not good. Everybody was like, ugh.
The syrup, the Worcestershire syrup, it still tastes too much like straight Worcestershire sauce. You know?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to put a little bit of what you gave me into the cocktail.
Oh.
I think I want a little bit more of it.
Really? Wow.
Just a stitch, because I'm not tasting any of it.
Interesting.
And it's a little sweet.
Right, because it's sweet and
I'm
savory at the
tasting-
same
Yeah, it's
time.
I'm
Savory,
tasting the
very
syrup
savory.
after.
Yeah.
And I can totally appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good. Like Anders' instincts are so good, right? That's why I decided to do this after deciding not to use the ginger beer. It was only because I wanted more ginger
Pass this
flavor.
down. Scott, taste mine. I just put a little more of the syrup in it.
I did the same thing, but okay.
Yeah, well, I have mine right where I think I want it.
Oh, yeah. It's awesome.
Go try it.
It's not too sweet. It's not too meaty.
Meaty, yeah.
You taste Worcestershire and you go, I
Steak.
want meat. Yeah, I want steak.
yeah.
I want to put, that's A1 sauce. It's
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
half a dozen other marinades that you put on steak and fish and pork.
Yeah.
Drink this with a steak that's not marinated. It would go great with a steak.
This is absolutely a cocktail that
Yeah,
goes
I think-
with a meaty dish.
I think you could put, I don't want to say a 3/4 of an ounce, but close to that, I think it would survive. I needed a little bit more of it because I wasn't getting it. And
of, of the syrup.
Yeah.
Instead of a half an ounce.
Well, because I think your syrup is better than their syrup was. I think the
Yeah.
4 parts brown sugar, 1 part Worcestershire sauce is a lot more approachable. I feel like theirs was like just Worcestershire sauce cooked down with water and some, maybe a spoon. It was just not sweet.
It was Worcestershire heavy for
And
sure.
they served it like after the meal, after dessert.
This was the 5th cocktail.
This came with the entree, didn't it? The halibut.
Oh, you might be right. I have a picture. Here it
That's
is.
actually a good point. It's a digestif, right?
No.
What are the qualities of that? What should be the qualities of that?
Settle
it did-
your stomach,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So it did come with a smoked halibut. So
with
it
the
was
smoke?
before the dessert. And so I switched the order to put this after the dessert to make it a digestif,
Which is fine, yeah.
which I think kind of sets it up as to not being so important. This is now a digestif after dinner.
right.
It's got some little bitter notes to it.
Yeah,
It's
this
got
is actually a
umami.
wonderful after dinner drink now.
Yeah.
I agree. And I'm really happy that I put a little bit of the straight syrup in there. I think it got it to where I wanted it perfect. We can play with it a little bit more and come up with the perfect Worcestershire. What is it?
That's the sure cocktail.
It's good, right? No, that was a good call. I added a little bit more, and I think that really
Oh, I'm
balanced it out.
I'm really
even
happy
more.
that you
Yeah.
guys liked it
Yeah,
because
very good.
because I'm tasting this and I made the syrup and I'm like, holy crap, Anders, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's fascinating that we actually wanted to add a little bit more of the syrup when down in Kentucky we wanted less of the syrup. You know what I mean? So that's a big improvement. The ginger syrup does a lot because you don't really taste the ginger, but it helps fight back against some of the pungency of the Worcestershire.
So I think ginger is one of the underutilized kind of
Yeah.
flavors, right?
Yeah.
So personally, I love ginger. You know, I make candied ginger. I made that for you guys. I have ginger.
I still have
after
some.
that. Yeah,
I take a few every night.
And the
like,
bourbon 5
'cause it
spice
tastes
cookie
so good.
has chopped candied ginger.
Bourbon
and,
Fest,
no, and the dark and stormy, right? With the
yeah.
all those things. The ginger comes out. I always have ginger root in my freezer. Microplane it into a lot of things that we make.
I have a can of ginger beer in the fridge. I'm just gonna pour it all over all of us before we leave.
You all do not need to know about that.
Don't they though?
That's what the surprise was.
That's a surprise. It'll be on Instagram. Check us out.
The surprise is I've emptied Marty and Rachel's pool while they're here, and I'm filling it with ginger beer.
As long as it's not
It cost
yellow.
$12,000, but it's so worth it.
Cannonball!
Half the pool is Gosling's dark rum, and half the pool is ginger beer.
Oh man!
Jump in with
Yep.
your mouth open.
Yep.
Jumping with your mouth open. That's what she said.
Cooper's floating on a raft, all grins.
Woo. All right, so let's go around and say which cocktail of these 5 was your favorite.
Where's the?
I threw
Where's the
that
list?
Scott
Oh,
had.
you threw the list at me. Here we go. I have the Word document in front of me, but I wanted to do this because it sounds so good. Ed threw it at me. All right, so round 1 was the Apéritif. That was the Little Italy cocktail. It
Yeah.
had the Willet rye, the Martini and Rossi sweet vermouth, and the Cynar. Let's just give it a rating.
All
Why
right.
don't we do that?
It was good. I give it a 7.
Out of 10?
7.
I give it a 6 and 6.5.
A 6.
Well, because it's
You ordered it originally.
well, all right, a
the only
7.
reason it's on here is because of you.
Well, a 7 then.
Yeah, but he didn't know what else was available.
A 7. Well, I didn't know you were going to make 4 interesting cocktails after it, Scott. Go ahead.
That's true. I didn't tell you
He's
anything.
giving you a compliment. Take it, okay?
Rachel.
I'm 5.5.
5.5.
Your face, Scott.
All right, 5.5.
Yeah, I'm a 6.
So I want to be 6'5" like I wanted
Okay.
before I was peer pressured into being a 7.
All right. It's not that serious.
Isn't it? You made it that way, sir. If there's a controversy, you're creating it.
I'm going to give it a 7.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, round 2. The appetizer of the Old Owl cocktail, which had Woodford Reserve, Martini Rossi Sweet Vermouth, Lillet Blanc, Angostura, orange bitters with the orange wedge. Ed.
Yeah, that's 7.5.
Nice.
Yeah, 8 with it muddled. Yeah.
8.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is my summer drink.
Summer drink. Marty.
7.
I'm also giving a 7 because I liked both of them equally. Okay, so round 3, the entree, the Giovanna, which had Angel's Envy rye, Averna, ginger liqueur, and Angostura aromatic bitters with an orange peel expressed.
That's going to be a 9 for me.
I'm going to go for a 10. I'm going to have this over in Manhattan probably in my
God
house. And I'm
damn.
excited because I think I have all these ingredients.
Rachel says it's the perfect cocktail.
It's awesome.
Marty,
I was going to go 8.
8. I'm giving that a 9 because I like that one of the first 3 the most. Round 4, dessert. The distiller share number 3 cocktail. It was bourbon, spiced persimmon syrup with sherry and Angostura. Ed.
9.5.
Ooh, 9.5.
Excellent. 9. Yep.
9.
Great dessert
9.
cocktail.
9.
Yeah, I really liked it.
I agree with you. 9.5 for me as well. And the last one, the surprise one, the Worcestershire cocktail. My version of Anders' version of the original version of the Worcestershire cocktail. Ed.
It's a tough one. Come back to me.
Okay. Rachel.
So after we add a little bit more of the syrup to kind of intensify it a little bit, 8.5.
Oh, okay.
That's where I am too.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the most surprising part to me is that you all put more of the Worcestershire
Yes.
syrup into it.
Needed it. You're right to hold back.
Yeah.
Because you can't take it out. But serving us a little on the side made me think, you know what? I could use a little bit more of the pungency of that syrup. And it really made a difference.
That's
Oh, and
fantastic.
you were correcting what you didn't like, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
had it, so
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
why you did it.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for the effort you put in last night, drinking yourself to oblivion, trying to figure out what worked.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to have Anders put something out there that didn't turn out to be good because he just wrote it down. He didn't even try it, right?
Yeah.
So he relied on me to try it, and I wanted to respect his palate. So Marty, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 9.
Really?
And I think, and I'm trying to put it in perspective, right? What it's supposed to do. And if I had a big meal, what can you give me to, settle the meal?
It's all about context.
Yeah. And I think this would be perfect for
Yeah,
that,
I totally agree with that.
I agree.
I'm actually also going to give this a 9 because of those reasons that you just said. So now we're going to add up.
12 seconds later.
All right, so it turns out that with a score of 9.25, the number 1 cocktail is the dessert cocktail with the persimmon syrup in it. Second place is the third round cocktail, the Giovanna, with a 9 even. The number 3 cocktail in a surprise showing was the Worcestershire one.
What are we calling that? What?
The Worcestershire.
That's
sorry,
branded.
sorry.
That's
The
branded.
Worcestershire now, 8.75 and 7.375 for the Old Owl cocktail, and the one that was in last place was the first one that we tasted, the Little Italy, which is actually a cocktail that's out in the world,
Outstanding,
and not
too.
created
it's
by
still
some.
good. It's still
It's still
It's still
really
good.
Yeah,
I mean, I loved it when I had it at Willet. I didn't throw it in the face of the waitress.
So why would you?
No,
why would you do that?
Well, I'm just saying I didn't.
We all loved it. I mean, I think it's a credit to you, Scott, that you served us stuff that we liked even better. And I will say, while the
Isn't Scott
dessert
just great?
cocktail was, yeah.
I love you, Scott.
Love my brother-in-law. But while we love the dessert cocktail,
I am really good, thank you.
That's what she said.
God, he's like Jesus.
Oh my Jesus!
No, but what you have to go through to get that dessert cocktail, you have to find the persimmon.
Yes.
It has to be right.
Yeah.
You have to make that Giovanna. I
Yeah.
can make it right now because I brought
could
half
make
those
it.
ingredients.
Yeah.
So I kind of like the ease of that.
Can you send me that? Text me that. Thanks. Okay.
Yep. So that's all I got to say.
What are you texting him?
You don't need
A
to.
drink pick.
You don't need to.
A drink pick.
That's the new thing.
The nude thing.
The nude thing. So persimmons, if anybody doesn't know what a persimmon tastes like, it kind of tastes like a cross between a pear and an apple. Very much sweet but delicate.
Like the love between two men.
La, 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 la.
Right.
Back persimmons.
What did you say?
Brokeback persimmons.
I thought you said bareback persimmons.
And-
As well as it possible.
Okay, but the key with persimmons is you need to let them ripen until they are like
They
a
do.
water balloon.
And I have 3 persimmons, and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to make a new persimmon syrup with it.
So I think what we were impressed by is the fact we went to Kentucky and found 5 just spectacular cocktails, floating around. And one of the ones that we didn't like, Scott somehow resurrected, saved it, and made it not only drinkable, but desirable.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably, from my perspective, who was along on that trip, is the most impressed because there was a lot of good cocktails that day in Kentucky. That was not one of them. There was a step missing in it. And I think that Scott and Anders realized there was 2 steps missing in it.
Yeah.
Try ginger beer, and when it doesn't work, go to a ginger liqueur.
Yeah.
And I think Anders is going to listen to this and laugh when he's like, wow, that's exactly how we do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like trial and error.
Yep.
So Scott, so much. You put a lot of work in this episode. I'm really, really thankful for that. I mean, I know you spent quite a few hours putting everything together.
I did. Thank you. Thanks, guys, for coming.
Oh, it was great.
You know,
Thank you
guys,
so much.
I think we should give a shout out to Royal Farms tonight. Our
Right.
KFC went to hell tonight.
We're supposed to have KFC because we were celebrating our Kentucky cocktails. So
Yeah.
we thought it'd be nice to have Kentucky Fried Chicken for the first time in like a decade. And then somehow the Grubhub.
The Grubhub got effed up.
Someone stole our order from KFC.
Yeah, they had to refund the money to me. And
So then we went out to Royal Farms and got their chicken. And guess what? Their chicken's pretty good, everybody.
delicious.
Royal Farms.
If the Royal Farms near you, they also have great coffee.
I know, because I was going to call this Kentucky Tried Cocktails because it's cocktails
that's nice. I
we
like that.
tried in Kentucky.
And we tried to get KFC so you could keep it anyway.
works. It
I think
works.
it still
We
works.
tried,
Okay,
yeah.
there we go. It works. It's
Kentucky-
Kentucky Tried Cocktails.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm guilty myself of drinking Manhattans. Manhattan's my favorite cocktail.
Yeah.
Some people go out and get old fashions every Friday night, and we fall into that. But like, this is the perfect example of how you can expand your horizons by giving yourself a treat. Try some variations of your own cocktails and go out and try new ones. What do you got to lose? It's all whiskey. It's all booze. It's great.
Right. If there's
Relax.
If there's an ingredient that you don't recognize, just go out and get it. Like
Yeah.
we tasted all 3. We tasted the Lillet Blanc, we tasted the Averna, and we did, what was the other one we tasted?
Worcestershire syrup.
Worcestershire. But we tasted something else too, didn't we?
No.
No.
Lillet Blanc.
Oh no, the
Averna.
Pedro Ximenez.
Ximenez.
The
Oh,
sherry.
the sherry. You're right,
Yeah.
Scott. You're right.
So like, if people are putting this in a cocktail, it probably tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
So try it.
Try it.
Give it a shot. Yeah.
Hey, Mikey, he likes
Hey,
it.
Mikey, he likes it. Don't put Pop Rocks in your stomach and drink Coke.
That's right.
Hashtag 80s joke.
So for the Whiskey Tangent podcast, go get a cocktail, my friends. The weekend is here. I'm Ed.
I'm Scott.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Marty.
Cheers, everybody.
Later.